Now, what you're about to see is some exclusive content straight from the Patreon vault. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner, you're at an intermediate level, or you're more advanced. We got content for every level of development. And it doesn't matter what you need help with: melodies, flows, lyrics, songwriting, choruses, imagery, your image. We got it all in the Patreon. And there are tiers as low as $1 and $5. I'll see you there. Link in the description. All right, guys, this is going to be probably one of the most, if not the most helpful and critical videos that I make all year. I'm going to help you guys get better in beat selection. Beat selection is one of, if not the most critical skills that you can have as a rapper, because the better your beats are, the better your music is going to be. Let me say that again. The better your beats are, the better your music is going to be. How good your music is determined by how good of beats that you rap on. If you rapping on trash beats, your music is only going to be as good as those beats. All right. And so the most important thing that I want to tell you when you're finding a beat is a good beat already feels like a song before you even touch it. Meaning, as soon as you turn it on, if you hear a good song, if you hear good music, then you already on the right track. So that should be the number one thing you think about when you go look for your next beat on YouTube or wherever you find your beats at. All right. Number one, the beat sets the emotional ceiling for the song. You can't out-rap a beat that feels weak. If an emotional song has a lifeless beat, it's going to feel fake. The emotion is not going to be executed. If you have aggressive bars over a soft beat, it's not going to have the impact. The beat decides the tension of the song, the mood of the song, and the intensity of the song. You're reacting to it, not controlling it. Meaning, when you turn on that beat, if that beat got a real sexy vibe and is giving you that sexy vibe, your body, your creative mind is going to react based off of that. And that's going to determine the direction you go for the song. Number two, first impression is the beat, not the lyrics. Nobody hears your bars first. They hear the drums, they hear the melody, they hear the bounce. All right. So it doesn't even matter what type of crazy ass lyric or flow or melodies you come up with if the beat is trash, because we're going to automatically be turned off. If the beat doesn't grab them, they're already mentally checked out of the song. You already lost them if the beat is generic. If it's some generic ass guitar rod wave or emo type beat, you already lost them. All right. Your lyrics never even get the chance. You never even get the chance. This is where rappers mess up. They pick YouTube beats based on tags and not the feel. All right. Say, for instance, you're an emo rapper and you just see a Juice WRLD type beat and you just pick the Juice WRLD type beat because it makes sense because you're the emo rapper and this is an emo type beat. So I'm going to make a song right there. You moving ass backwards. You should be going off how it makes you feel. It don't matter if it's a Rod Wave, if it's a Juicy J or Don Toliver beat. Does it give you a feel? Then you put your sauce, you put your perspective on that. Rappers are rapping over beats that don't match their voice. Be honest with yourself. Think about what your tones are. What are the usual tones you rap on? Is it a more melodic one? Is it a high pitched one? Is it a conversational tone? Does this beat match what I'm going to do? If you have a more conversational tone where you rapping, like in a conversational type of delivery, maybe the most loudest, energetic, crazy beats are not going to fit your voice because it's going to be drowned out by that. All right. So sometimes, hey, man, if it's a like banging ass beat and everything and it doesn't match what you go for, you may have to change the way you deliver this song, change the vocal tone, or you may have to say, hey, man, this one ain't going to fit for me. All right. And another thing that rappers mess up is they're trying to force a vibe onto a beat. When you force things in music, it never really works out because the beat is already giving off a feeling. It's already giving off a vibe, a certain type of vibe. And if you're trying to force something onto that certain type of vibe, it's not going to be within harmony of each other. And number 4, the worst one I say, is writing first, then hunting for a beat. That's ass backwards. You should always find the beat first and write to the beat. Why? Because when you start writing lyrics, when you start writing a song, it has a specific direction to it. It has a specific emotion or feeling to it. And now you're on YouTube trying to hunt for a beat that matches that. And so what's going to happen is you're going to wind up settling for something that's close to that instead of everything being in alignment. So how do we find good beats? How do we get better? The beautiful thing about this is the more you do it, the better you will be at recognizing what is a good beat. But always remember, a good beat sounds like a good song before you even write to it. All right. Number 1 is the mute test. Play the beat. Then ask yourself, do I feel something immediately, or am I waiting for it to get better? If you're waiting for it to get better, the listener's not going to wait for it to get better. You probably don't got a good beat. All right. If you're waiting, it's a weak beat. Good beats hit within seconds. The bounce grabs you, the melody pulls you in, and the energy is clear. It ain't no build up needed. Number 2, the freestyle test. Don't write, don't think, just mumble or freestyle. Ask, does the flow come naturally, or am I forcing it? This is really helpful, because for me, when I go find a beat and I know that a beat is good, the flows start coming, the melodies, the ideas start coming. Even if they're not complete, I'm already thinking of, oh man, something fits. I'm already into it. That's when I know, oh, this beat is good. If it's grabbing me like that and forcing it, it's going to have the same effect on the listener. All right. If you're struggling to figure out a flow, if you're struggling to figure out a direction, a way to approach it, man, I'm telling you, that beat is probably not the best beat for you. The best beats, they give you the rhythms, they give you the flows, they give you the kind of direction that you want to go into. If you're struggling, the beat is awkward, the pockets are not clear, and the rhythm isn't inspiring. That's why it's crazy. Anytime I turn on an Afro beats or a more reggae type, because of the rhythms in it, you don't hear those rhythms all the time. I'm getting these different pockets that come, and because they feel good, the rhythm is good. And so if a beat is not giving you that, it's probably not a good beat. All right. Good beats tell you how to rap on them. All right. Number 3, the loop test. Let it loop for 2 or 3 minutes and ask yourself, does this get better or more annoying? If it's a bad beat, it's going to start feeling repetitive fast. You're going to get tired of hearing the beat while you're writing to it. There's no variation. There's no progression. Now in rap is more loop based than anything, meaning it's not going to have the super crazy chord progressions throughout like pop or R&B or any other type of genre. So within that loop, does that loop get boring? Does that loop still sound interesting every time it goes over? If it still sounds interesting every time it loops, then you're working with a good beat. All right. Good beats feel hypnotic. You catch new details and you stay locked in. Number 4, the space test. Listen to how busy it is. Ask yourself, is there room for my voice, or is everything already filled? If it's a bad beat, it's going to be too many melodies, cluttered drums, no breathing room. All right. I remember back in the day when I got this instrumental tape from this producer, and the instrumentals weren't necessarily made to make songs on. It was just the producer making dope ass beats, and I was trying to force stuff into the beat when the beat was already good without me. And so what was happening was it was just cluttered, because there wasn't space in the beat for really a rapper, because it had a lot of melodies, it had a lot of rhythms already going on into it. All right. Good beats have clear pockets. They have moments of space where you can fit into, and your voice has somewhere to sit. Number 5, this one's a gem right here. The identity test. Ask yourself, do I instantly know what kind of song this is? Examples: dark and aggressive, emotional and melodic, turn up club energy, laid back vibey. If you can't tell, then the beat has no identity. That's dangerous, because you won't know how to approach it and your performance will be confused. Now, here are the red flags. These will kill your songs instantly. If you got to say, it's kind of fire. Hey, cut it. If it's kind of fire, then no, it's got to be fire when you turn it on, dog. And a lot of these generic type beats, they not fire when you turn them on. Yeah, they good on paper. They got the drums, they got the melody, but it's not fire. If it ain't fire, the song not gonna be fire, bro. It's common sense almost, but you know, when it's hard, when you don't recognize these things, it's kind of hard to tell, because a lot of artists, they just going for the type beat. They going for the tag on the beat. They going for what they sound is according to, you know, who type of beat it is. That's not the right way to approach it. We supposed to be going off feel. How does it make us feel? All right. If you need 30 seconds to like the beat, meaning it's taking a long time to drop, and then once it's dropped, you listen it, hey, it ain't fire. It ain't grabbing you immediately. It's not gonna grab the listener. Think about it. If that bitch fire when it come on, the same way it affects you, it's gonna affect the listener. All right. And if you're trying to convince yourself that the beat is fire, it ain't fire, dog. It ain't fire. Good beats don't need convincing, man. You picked it because of the tag. Rod Wave, Juice WRLD, XXXTentacion, Future, Drake. That's the only reason why you picked it, because it matches with your sound. That ain't a good idea, bruh. Because the thing is when rappers get beat packs, a lot of times the beat don't say Drake type beat, Future type beat. The beat just has a title to it. And so Future may wind up rap. You think when Future heard you think when Future heard this, he was like, oh, this is a Future type beat. Type beats, he would have never rapped on this song. But as soon as you hear the song, it's goated. That sample, the guitar is goated. And so he wasn't looking for a Future type beat. That's what I mean. And you already feel like you have to work hard on it. Man, I'm telling you, your best songs are going to come when they like this. Why? Because the energy, the vibe, the mood, the feeling, the bounce, the rhythm of the beat is already giving you these pockets. It's already giving you these melodies. It's already giving you these ideas. Your best songs are going to be the ones that come just like that, because the beat is good, man. So just in review, let's do the mute test. Play the beat. When you play the beat, if you feel something, feel an emotion, feel a bounce, feel some energy, you may have a good beat. Number 2, the freestyle test. If you play the beat and flows is coming to you, melodies, ideas, rhythms is coming to you, you dealing with a good beat. Number 3, the loop test. If you can play it for a long time, man, here's another thing. When I find a good beat, I play that bitch over and over and over again. A lot of times, most times when I'm writing songs, I find the beat and I'm in the car and I want to keep playing the beat. I want to keep playing the beat, I put the beat on loop, because it's like, man, I want to rap over it again. I ain't even getting tired of it. And think about that. If you can turn on a beat and you write into it and you don't get tired of it, that means the listener won't get tired of listening to it back to back. This stuff has a connection. Number 4, the space test. Listen, does it have space in it? All right, man, I wish I could find this fucking beat, man. I wish I could find this fucking beat for you guys. It was by this producer named Hoochie. I think it's this one right here. This one right here. Good. And I'm so good at rap right now. I could have probably found a pocket, but at the time when I had the beat, I couldn't find a pocket to it. I couldn't find really a place for myself to fit in, even though the beat is fairly sparse. And I was steady trying to force it. I should have moved on. And depending on your skill set, you may be able to find a pocket. But if it's obviously a fucking beat where you can't find a pocket, It ain't it, bro. And number 5 is the identity test. When you turn on that beat, do I know what kind of song? Do I know what vibe? Does it immediately come to me? If it doesn't, and you struggling and you forcing it, it's not a good beat. I hope this video helped you guys out. Go just jump on YouTube, type in type beats, and run through all of those things. And then you'll start seeing like, how, man, some of these beats ain't really that good, man. Some of these beats, they good on paper. They got the drums, they got the melody, but they not really hitting like that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, motherfucker.